Hello guys, and welcome to a new WARNO video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I'm excited to share with you a first look at the 4th Division, a new Dutch division available in the NORTHAG expansion. Let's jump on in. Just a note, what you see today is a work in progress and therefore subject to change. Let's go through all of the units and then we'll put together a quick deck. So starting here with the YPR 765. This is an armoured supply vehicle which brings 600 supply, 25 points, 10 on a card. Then we have the DAF YA 4400. This is a 1000 supply truck with 90 km/h speed. Pretty standard, 40 points, 6 on a card. Then we have the M577, nicely armoured command unit that's pretty cheap, but unfortunately only 2 availability on a card. And then we have the YPR 765, which is also a reasonably priced command for 2 front and 2 side armor. Unfortunately, again, only 2 availability per card. Finally, there is the munition dump. Moving on to the infantry tab, we have ourselves the mag squad. There is a 50 cal squad. These can both be brought in with the Alaro. Then there's the military police, which come with Uzis and their Jeep. Unfortunately, the Jeep, not military police. Then we have what look like the reserves, I suppose. 8 files, L4, A4, and M72, and these haircuts, apparently. Great stuff. Come with the truck or the M13. Maybe it would be worth using these because 35 points. It's a decent amount of firepower and decent availability. Something to think about. Then we have the mechanized infantry. So 3 fouls, the mag, dragon, and smoke grenade for the leader. It's a 4 strength squad though, which I'm not too keen on. They can be brought in with the Laro or the YPR 765 with the 25mm gun. And then there's the other mechanized infantry, like the standard mechanized infantry, sorry, with the 6 fouls and the mag and the M72s. Again, they can be brought in with that 25mm gun, which is nice. You got your standard Panzer infantry with the Carl Gustav. Okay, this is a bit of an upgrade because this one's with the Law and then this one's with the Carl Gustav. Again, can be brought in with the YPR with the 25mm gun. And then there's a infantry squad with a standard dragon. Okay, so there are some dragons available, but that just being a dragon 1 is a little bit lackluster. Then we have the engineer leader. So 4 fouls, the mag and the Carl Gustav M2. And then your standard engineers, which is 7 fouls, the mag, and the satchel charge. Unfortunately, no nice transports for these, just truck or M13. And then we have TOW2 squad available as well. Okay, so the infantry's like quite abundant in terms of like activation points here, but in terms of actual choices, the choices are terrible, like overall, other than the Carl Gustav infantry, which you can get a lot of. And moving on to the artillery tab, we have ourselves 120mm mortars, which can be brought in with the truck or the YPR 765. Then we have 155mm guns available. The rate of fire on these is kind of terrible, but useful in a pinch. There is the M109 though, the Dutch M109. That's always useful. It's pretty decent artillery. And then also M110A2s. So yeah, nice combination between the two because these are really good for like heavy hitting tanks. Whereas these are good for just sort of picking off lighter targets. And moving on to the tank tab, we start with the Leopard 1NL, which comes with the 17 penetration, 1925 meter range gun. So it doesn't quite get the range upgrade there, but it is only 75 points, 9 front armor. I would say this is relatively good value for money, to be honest. Then there's the YPR-765 with the TOW 2 launcher on it. Unfortunately, the stealth is going to be letting this down quite a lot at only mediocre, but supporting your tanks with these could work out as a nice combination. And your tanks are really good. You have the Leopard 2A4Bs available. So the Leopard 2A4B leader, it has that 2,275 meter range, 16 front armor, 21 penetration. Very nice. That's going to be your standard stats there with the accuracy of 65%, motion accuracy of 60%. Leopards are really, really good for just like attacking and staying on the move. And then you've also got the Leopard 2A4C variant, which comes with the 18 front armor. Now, it was a little while back now that the Leopards were nerfed and had their armor reduced, but with this card, basically, they're getting their armor back. So this is actually a really, really nasty card of Leopards, but you only get 3 of them. So you're going to have to be careful with them. Moving on to the Recon tab, we have the YPR-765 with the exceptional optics. Then we have the BO-105 Recon helicopter, standard 4-strength cheap helicopter. I just wanted to check, does this have smoke? It does, okay, so that's kind of nice. Then we have the standard Recon squad, the Scouts. 3 fouls, mag, and an M72 can be brought in with the Lauro or the Alouette. More Vulcanas with the M2 Carl Gustav. That's nice. It's actually a good unit to have at the start of the game, like rushing forwards to try and take out enemy vehicles. And then there's the Engineer Recon as well. So 8 Uzis and a satchel charge. Pretty nice setup. I like it when like the close range infantry all has like the same weapon plus a satchel, because like in a town you can jump on top of the enemy and get a decent amount of damage down. Also going to be getting a M113 with a recon capability as well there. And then we have the KCT. So this is a special forces squad with 4 Uzis and the M72, but they do get the GSR trait, so that's probably what you're going to be using them for the most part, rather than their special forces trait. And then there's also 2 cards of M113 CMVs which have the 25mm on it. Cool. Alright. AA tab. Bofors. Gonna be the starter here. I haven't really tried Bofors much since the Spag got buffed. I am kind of curious how good they could be against enemy infantry. But otherwise, certainly going to be outranked by Stingers and Gepards. So we've got Stingers, which have 55% accuracy at 2,650 meter range, which are great. And then we've got the Gepard, which is pretty good as well. 3,000 meter range versus aircraft, 2,825 meter range versus helicopters. So it's going to be a matter of kind of hitting the enemy with a Stinger and then finishing them off with the Gepard. That's generally what will happen here. And moving on to the air tab, we have the Starfighter, the NF5A. Comes with 2 infrared missiles and a 20mm for 125 points. Might be useful for shooting down helicopters, although I'm not too sure how effective the 20mm is going to be. But 20% ECM is okay. Then we have the bomber variant, 2 450kg bombs. Honestly, those are quite big bombs. So this could be pretty decent for just taking out enemy infantry or light vehicles. And then there's a rocket variant, which comes with actually quite a lot of rockets for 125 points. So that is like 2 or like 4 pods of 70mm rockets. Yeah, this could definitely delete infantry and light vehicles. Curious to try that out, actually. And then we have the F-16A, which has the 4 AIM-9s for 210 points. That's actually a nice price because of the 30% accuracy or 30% ECM there. We got an F-16 with 4 450kg bombs, which is a nice payload, and then we also have the F-16 with 4 264 kilogram bombs, which is a nice payload as well. So I'm liking this this air tab actually. Obviously, as I'm kind of skipped over the helicopters because there isn't any in this division. So yeah, interesting division because there isn't like a lot of units to look at here, but I think overall the strength of this division is actually going to be pretty good because of the like Leopard 2A4s and the F-16s. So let's start here in the logistics tab. I'm thinking a fob is probably a good idea, and then maybe just a couple of trucks with those. I'm not sure if I want to bring these leaders yet because the availability is really low. I think we'll probably bring leaders in this tab, although I'm not sure what leader I want because these leaders are kind of trash. We'll probably just bring in that one. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, this is going to be the best bet for infantry. We bring in like a bunch of cards of these with their autocannon friends. We bring in the engineers. We bring in the TOW2s. I think that is more or less it. I mean, we could go for maybe like a military police reservist combo. Something like that for some cheap additions to the deck. In this tab, double M109, double M10. In this tab, it's going to be Leopard 2A4 leaders, with Leopard 2A4Cs and standard Leopards. Do I want a card of these? Maybe. We'll come back to it. Definitely going to be taking this leader. We'll take these guys for the GSR. Oh, sorry, this is Recon, sorry. So Carl Gustav, and then this one for the GSR trait. Definitely want a Recon helicopter. Definitely want exceptional optics. Maybe this would be useful as well. Then we want a combination of Stingers and Gepards. We'll do one card of Stingers, upvet Gepards, and then the air tab, we want air-to-air, HE cluster rockets. Interesting that all of the tabs are now 3 costs remainder. Interesting. Tell you what we can do, we can take one out of there. Yeah, the way that this is actually set up is kind of weird. We kind of need to get rid of like a 2 cost elsewhere. Maybe I take out that one. And we put that back in. And then in terms of leaders, we'll bring in, we've got technically 6 leaders, so actually we don't need that. I'll bring in 1 card of those, and I'm actually just going to bring in another card of Stingers maybe. Oh no, we've already got to 49 out of 50. So yeah, okay, so I'm going to take out that card again. And then we go back to the AA, we bring the Stingers in. Upvet the Stingers, upvet the Cheetahs, that's fine. Aircraft staying as they are. Infantry tab's fine, although I would like to have the M113. The way the activation points are set up in this division is very odd. Because it leaves you with a lot of 3 cost activation. Well, yeah, I guess we just leave it at that. That's going to be the 4th Dutch division. Cool. So it's nice to see the Dutch units in the game. Unfortunately, not the best like, or like I would say most interesting division, because there's not like tons of new stuff, right? We've already seen the Leopards before, we've already seen Cheetahs before, we've already seen F-16s before, we've seen Stingers, we've seen basically everything except from like maybe the YPR APC with some of the infantry squads. So yeah, it is a nice division though, strong division. You got decent enough infantry with good APCs, you've got plenty of ATGMs, decent enough close range capability, and you can overwhelm people with the reserves. You have decent enough artillery, you got really good tank tab, Recon's okay, and then AA's fine, and your air-to-air is really good as well. So yeah, your air tab in general with like the HE and cluster bombs going to help you out loads. It's pretty much just going to be like a brute force leopard division that's like backed up by the APCs. So I actually think that this division's going to play really nicely and really smoothly. Yeah, could be a good contender for like one of the most powerful divisions in this TLC actually. Interesting. Well, that was very, very fast. I didn't expect to get through all of those units so quickly, but that is it from me. Let me know what you think about the 4th Dutch Division in the comments. That is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.